Hello, welcome back to our teachings on data types. In this very short lesson, although it's not going to be as short as other ones, right? I want to quickly mention data sources. Of course, this is the content on the classroom that you expected to have gone through. So I want to just stress or emphasize on some data types that have been mentioned here and then show you some examples because this week you begin playing a lot with data and doing some form of data cleaning, transformation, and all of those cool stuff you do with data. But before you go into that depth of working with data, you have to understand these different data types and be able to identify them. So my focus here in classroom is not under these forms of data. Of course, you have the various forms, structured, unstructured, and semi-structured. The way this is based on the way it's presented, whether it's presented on a table, tabular format, or a non-tabular format. We're just going through this. This is very easy to understand. But my focus will be on data types, which I have actually been talking about for some time in some videos, right? Okay, so here are some other types or data types in some forms, right? We have what is known as quantitative data. Quantitative data, this is a kind of data that is numerical. You can tell quantity. So anything that tells you quantity, how much is a thing, or can quantify any maybe quantity. So I'm defining quantity with quantify, right? So I can just quantify, of course, anything. Let me just put it that way. Is referred to as quantitative data. So we've given some examples here. Height can tell you the height of a person, so that is quantitative data. Weight, how heavy? Okay, what's the weight of an individual? So it's a quantitative data. Temperature, how cold or hot is a place or a thing, is quantitative data. Sales, so how much sales do you make this month? These are quantitative data. Please pay attention to it. Very, very important type of data. The next type of data you're working with throughout your journey as a data analyst is qualitative data. This tells you the quality or describes or represents the characteristics or attributes of any given feature. Now, it is often subjective in nature and cannot be measured numerically. Examples of qualitative data include the attitudes, opinions of people. So what's the opinion about weather, climate? What's the belief about maybe a particular item or a particular subject? And what is this person's emotion? All right, those are qualitative data. All right, it tells you the quality of something. In fact, colors can be classified as a qualitative data. Oh, this object is white, is black, is yellow, is pink, and all of those. So those are qualitative data. Now we have another type of data which is very important. We play a lot with this kind of data. It is called categorical data. And categorical data represents the characteristics that can be grouped into categories or labels. So anytime you have any data set that you can think of grouping into different categories, such data is called categorical data. Typical examples include gender. Of course, given a data set that of people or data collection of persons, information about different people, I can group them whether the person is a male or female. Of course, the third gender is not of interest to us. Let's ignore that, okay? Assume that doesn't exist. So we only know male or female. Next is ethnicity. Well, ethnicity could be another example of categorical data. So I can group people in different based on their ethnicity. Marital status, I can group you whether you're married or single, divorced or widow, all of those kinds of things that you have under the marital status. So these are examples of categorical data. I'll show you more examples. Let's jump into Power BI as I show you some other examples of categorical data. So here is Power BI, right? And I have my data set already imported into Power BI. It's called the buyers data set. We're going to play this data set very soon. Don't worry. Let's move on to the transform, that is Power Query. I'll open Power Query and then I'll show you these different kinds of data type. So we have different types. We have the ID. All right. So under the ID, you will see 1, 2, 3. This tells you that this is a numeric data type, right? Although it doesn't necessarily quantify something. This is just an ID. Just assign ID to individuals. And here is marital status. So you can see ABC. So this marital status is first of all a text or string data type, just as we mentioned in one of the videos that I shot. Right now, after being a text or string data type, then it goes further to becoming a numeric a categorical data type, which means that I can break this into different categories. Let's inspect this. Just click on this one and you can see you have those two kinds of marital status, male and female. Cool. Let's move on to gender. Gender is another type of categorical data type. Of course, it is first of all a text data type. All right, it's first of all a text of you have ABC. ABC means what? Where's my ABC text? Right, it's a text data type first of all, and next before it becomes a categorical data. Consider those two categories, male, female. So this is a categorical data. Please take note. Categorical data is just any data that can be grouped or that can help you group your entries into different categories. Income, this is an example of a numeric data type, so just numbers. Then we have number of children. Number of children is also numeric data type. As you can see, we have different number of children here. And then we have what again? We have education. So education is another type of text. First of all, a text data type that can also be seen as a categorical data type, because these are different categories of people based on their level of education. So this is also can be seen as a categorical data type. These are different categories that can place people based on their education or level of education. Next, we have occupation. The occupation in this given data set can also be seen as a categorical data type. So I can place people on their occupation. I can classify or group them. So I can put all the clerical persons in one group, management another group, manual, professional, skilled, manual. So those are different categories of occupation in this data, and this is called a categorical data type. Yep, let's move on to next. Yes, we have the Boolean type, yes, no. All right, so this is do you own a home? Are you a house owner or a home owner? Yes or no. So we talked about Boolean data types, right? So yes, no is another type of Boolean. This is a Boolean data type, yes, no, which can also be seen as categorical in a large sense. And then number of cars, this is just numeric data type. Commute distance, this is distance commute or commute distance. This is an example of a string, right? A string because a combination of numbers, symbols, and text. And here we have a region text data type, which can also be seen as category, because I can place people in different categories depending on their region. Age, so age is a numeric data type, but we can break this age into age groups to form categories from the age group. And purchased bike or purchased bike, yes or no, this is also a Boolean data type, yes, no, which can largely be seen as categorical data type. So I believe this they are giving you a clear understanding of categorical data types, text and numeric data types. Excuse me. Now we have time series data type. This is the data that tells you the time, right? Whenever I collect data that has to do with recording events as they unfold, in a given specific time, you have what is known as time data type. Here, or time series, there are examples. Stock prices, of course, stock prices are collected over time. Weather data is also collected over time. Website traffic, you can collect that over time. So anything that largely depends on time is referred to as a time series data type. Then we have spatial data type. So this is data type that you use to plot maps in Power BI or any other visualization tools. So those are like GPS coordinates, your latitude and longitude. All of those are examples. Demographic maps, they are examples of spatial data types. Then we have nominal data. Now, nominal data type is a categorical data. First of all, it's a categorical data that represents discrete values without any order of ranking. So first you have categorical data. Next, it represents discrete value without any order of ranking. You then have first, second, third, fourth. Examples are, we've seen a lot of nominal data type from this example I showed you here. So I can break this into categories, right? For instance, occupation. Occupation can be broken into all these categories we see here, whether the person is a clerical person, a management, manual, professional, skilled, manual. Now these are different categories. Now it doesn't necessarily mean that we can rank this, okay? Even though we know that, of course, you can't rank this safe. I can't say because you're a clerical person, then you have a higher occupation compared to a professional. No, this cannot be ranked in a real sense. So this can be seen, or this is a typical example of a nominal data set. Now, when we have ordinal data type is a categorical data that represents ranges or values with specific ranking order. Example would be satisfaction level, educational level. This is a very good example. Educational level is a good example of our what's it called now? ordinal data type, because I can rank this in a particular order. I would say people with high school, they're the least, followed by partial college, followed by, partial high school rather, least, followed by partial college, followed by high school, followed by degree or graduate degree and bachelor. So you can see ranking can be done with this categorical data set. So these are the different types of data sets that we have. Okay, of course, we've talked about these other ones. We have textual data sets or text, we have numeric, discrete. So discrete and continuous, those are the two numeric data types I explained in the previous video, where I say one is called float, the other one is called integer. So the integers are more like the discrete data types, while the floats are more like the continuous data types. Of course, we have image data type, we have audio data type, we have video. So these are the different kinds of data types that you see yourself working with throughout your journey as a data analyst, while you're still doing your training and after your training. So please get yourself familiar with these different data types, and I'll be happy to hear about your thoughts or hear your thoughts about this subject matter. If you have anything to share, please share it in the classroom or drop your comments in this video comment section. Thank you for watching this. I'll see you in the classroom. You have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.